Okay.
So, welcome back to Talking the Tale, Blunders in the Tundras.
Welcome back, everyone.
Episode
To your week.
DOS.
To your
You-
weekly session
yeah.
of what you could be watching.
Yeah, you just missed. We was actually chatting just before we actually pressed play about our backstories of our characters, so you did miss a little bit, and I apologise for that.
Yeah, it's fine. But
We'll cover it again. Fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is going to be covering starting with session 6, which is where Cass, Evan,
Session
and
5.
Varg, you decided to perform an exorcism on Theon.
There was a bit before, actually.
Yeah, so at the
The
end of the
April.
second one.
Oh,
Yeah.
If
Go for
I
it, go
remember
for it.
correctly, my character was not present for this.
no, you were.
You were no.
Yeah, because you were
No,
scouting
sure.
out
You
the
were
magic
scouting out the
lady
magic shop.
shop.
You were
Yeah.
scouting out some items.
Yeah, so if I remember
yeah.
correctly, I wasn't there for this bit, so I was off
Yeah,
wandering and
you know
being
what
myself.
what you had to go at Cravala for being evil and like stealing things. You were
Uh-huh.
scouting a shop to be evil
Funny.
and steal things.
I was not having to go at Cravala
No,
and telling she was
you-
evil. Just get that right. I never did that.
She was evil. She was misguided.
There we go. Different evil, misguided, very different
Mum.
situations. And I'm a good rogue. I don't steal ish.
Yeah.
Yes, she hasn't been given a chance.
Exactly. 'cause
Didn't you
some characters. Sorry.
try and steal some old lady?
Yeah, there's an old
Oh,
lady
no,
shop.
Exactly what we're on about.
Yeah,
You
that
both
hasn't happened yet. That's the next night after Exorcism Part 1.
See, yeah, because I'm quite a good rogue, and now I've got Cass watching me. I'm not allowed to move without breathing. So it's
Very
literally.
well.
See, yeah. So my roguish tendencies have sort of mellowed recently because I can't go nowhere without Auntie Cass watching me.
That's good.
Yeah, Cass's current passive perception's 21. Knowledge clerics get this ability where they get expertise in some of the things that they've got. So she has expertise in both, I think it's Arcana and History, but because she's a prodigy as well, which was one of the human feats,
Yeah.
she has expertise in Perception, which means she has scary perception, which she sees all, and you
Yeah.
can't get away with it.
It's
so-
That was it.
It's
That was at the
horrific.
time. Now that was then at that time, but back in the time of the exorcism, you weren't that good yet.
Oh no, I was only a +9. It wasn't that hard.
So back
no.
to
Yeah, just so people are aware, though,
Yeah.
is that my character. I mean, I've got this sea elf rogue. I actually, do you know, as much as it's strange because I'm quite new to sea elves. I actually adore her. She's lovely to play. I'm enjoying playing her. I mean, especially the female character, but she's very, very young and very easily influenced, unfortunately. So for elving years, I am. Even though I'm in my 20s, I'm actually very young, 20, because I haven't had this like experience of the world. So that's what I'm trying to play. So I got this mother Cass.
in
who's
elven
now
years, you're
mothering
about
me.
a
Yeah.
2-year-old.
Yeah, which is why
I would say
Cass
more
is
about
so
3 or 4.
No, it's 10. It's 10 to 1. It's 2. You're 20.
But
No,
my
it's not
character
actually.
sees I'm older.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
That's
they
what
mature a
was
bit
happening.
quicker at the earlier years.
Yeah.
They mature physically quicker, but
Yeah.
mentally.
Yeah, so mentally though, the way that I've been playing it as Cass is that you are essentially a child, like a toddler.
yeah.
So that's why she's extremely protective of Persephone. Which is why she won't let her drink alcohol too much, even though everyone else does. And it's a good thing that Cass wasn't talking that session as well, or because, I was getting ready for it. But I think this is at the point as well where Theon had asked for Cass to get rid of it. Get rid of the attachment to his patron. So I believe
Yeah.
Cass and Evan
And
cast
Varg.
7 around it?
No, we both.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
Cass
was
and Evan.
Cass and Evan cast ceremony each,
Mm-hmm.
and Varg was ready to attack anything that may go wrong.
I think he was
Was that-
ready to kill Theon. Lock his
Yeah,
head off
he
ready
was.
to
Yeah,
kill
Yeah.
Kill Theon.
Yeah. That's why I was a bit. Wary
Oh,
of
God.
the fog.
This is it. So a bone devil came out, and I think the session ended when it started combat. Oh god, I remember. This is the conversation where this thing was staring down Castle and Evan, and
Yeah.
Evan was getting dead protective, and then Cass said that it was a footnote in history, and he got really upset and attacked us.
Yeah,
So-
because
And you
the
didn't quite understand why it showed up afterwards, and we had to explain. You insulted the heck out of it. What did you think?
yeah, you practically did vicious mockery without the damage. But yeah,
I'm a bit savage sometimes.
Theon's-
I will apologise.
Theon's patron was the maker of deals, also known as Thulzellen. And yeah,
And he was giving the big I am and all this kind of stuff, and Cass just went, no. And really insulted him, which I felt bad about afterwards. And I have a tendency, and some of the other players who just from other characters I've played, that sometimes they will just cut to the bone and go straight for the neck. And it's a me problem, I understand it.
yeah,
But yeah, the Bone Devil got really upset.
yeah,
really
you
upset.
really pissed it off, and
Yeah.
it did attack you. And it was during that fight that at the sound of fighting, there was a new adventurer who popped his head in, known as Greytail, like, oh, the fuck's going on here? And then kind of saw it and was just like, I can vibe it.
Yes.
Yeah, just seeing this massive, terrifying beast excited the hell out of Greytail. It's like, yes, this is perfect, and just punched it in the face.
Yeah.
But that's when we started to get a feeling for Greytail's abilities, because you were smacking that thing into the wall.
Yeah.
Properly. It was very
Yeah,
cool.
flurry of blows and then pushing it into the wall.
Yeah. And
You and Deer were tied for MVP. I remember Deer
Yeah.
using Entangle to trap that thing as you
Uh,
beat the living crap out of it. We were all like,
Because he made
oh.
it I cast blindness on it, and that just made that fight
yeah.
winnable, basically.
Yeah.
And-
I think
and-
we all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was a couple of. I can't remember if it was myself or Varg, but I think at least one crit smite went in.
Hmm.
Yeah.
yes. One off
It was
each
a
of them,
damn good
definitely.
fight. You ruined a bedroom and part of the structure, but you did make you failed to break the contract and the pact, but you did make
God.
you did make the nemesis of the maker of deals, as he was force projected back to Avernus.
Yeah.
I remember as well Kravala chucking something that she set on fire and it landed in the middle of the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not-
One of the
Really
flaming daggers.
obsessed about that.
Yeah, she threw a flaming dagger from the new bandolier that she'd got, which was from when she nearly died. But yeah, she wasn't aware that Fire Devil doesn't work. She just did what she could.
Meanwhile, Theon was just tied to the back.
Yeah, no,
You got out eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, yeah. But
Oh yeah, I remember that we strapped you down to the bed as
yeah,
well.
you did.
Oh yeah.
You did.
You waited for something to happen. He was.
I'd say we all knew kind of exorcism rules, and it was like, we're not having any of those back arches here. Come on, with that healthy bone structure. Come on.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And,
Yeah,
and
we strapped you down to the bed and was like, "Be gone, foul demon."
be gone.
Get me,
fuck.
baby.
And it went more along the lines of, sorry, you called for me? And it was like, no, shit, we were sending you away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck off, not come here.
you were trying to break the seal, and what you did was knocked on his front door. Essentially.
I remember as well because we were all talking about TPKs getting like backup characters ready. I think that was when Carl was like, "It's not a TPK. Persephone isn't there." Over and over again.
Just brought that up because technically it is not.
It is.
Technically,
No, it's not because TPK is a total party kill.
Thank you.
But it would have been the
Technically.
end
Well,
of
well,
the
well, hang on. You're assuming Persephone's a part of the party.
Oh!
See, now you're changing the boundaries there, don't
Ah.
Yeah, that's not good. But technically, it would have been the end of the campaign
Oh.
at that point.
you? Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that point, but it wasn't a full TPK.
And if you want to get
No,
really
it would've
technical, Greytail wasn't a part of the party yet.
Exactly. He just was like, I want to fight. I'm going to go in there. That looks fun.
Oh god, yeah, because we were like saying, Matt, come play with us, Matt. We need help.
And by that point, I already knew I was coming.
Yeah.
Oh.
And given though that you didn't, you technically banished the devil, but temporarily. Cass went to the church for some extra cosmic help, and that went great.
That went real fun.
Oh, he did.
Because
So this is where we found out about Dunbar, and we were planning to head there the next day, but we did this because I think we were a bit like something else had happened in the meantime. I swear something had gone on, and we were all like, "Yeah, we need to take care of Theon. He's becoming a threat." But not like take care of him as in like, murder him.
Yeah,
But take care of him like break the contract.
yeah,
Yeah.
and basically, because obviously there was many different ways that fucking thing could have gone. I made a D100 table with just 4 outcomes on it and rolled for it because they'd agreed to help, and basically the higher the worse it was. So
It was high.
yeah, it was the worst it could have been, because basically if it was
So, yeah,
if it was 1 to 25, they would have been able to have, because basically they were going to pull the contract into physical existence and try and find a way to break it. And on a 1 to 25, they would have found a legitimate means through like something that wasn't worded correctly, or a loop, or like a loophole in the contract that they could have exploited to break the contract. That didn't happen. On a 26 to 65, there's a possibility, but it would require Theon to physically change, i.e. the contract is specific to a human male. So changing your physical identity could have worked, but you would have been changed. That didn't happen neither. On a 66 to 80, the contract would be unable to be broken, but you would be given severe warnings on what could happen if you were to. That didn't happen either, because the person who apparently was looking over the contract was 1, a little eager, and 2, not as knowledgeable of fucking contracts about. And on the 81 to 100 table, a clause can't be found, but an attempt is made regardless, summoning a Marut, and will go against the person who breached the contract and Theon for breaching a cosmic contract. And for those that don't know what a Marut is single-handedly one of the most terrifying creatures in all of D&D in terms of the ability to fuck people over, and is specifically made to be guarantors for really, really important contracts.
Not even really guarantors, more just on the lines of complete enforcement.
And basically, it came to collect the young priest and Theon, because it was Theon's contract that was broken, and the young priest who did it. It had no intention of fighting other people, but obviously, immediate reaction. Some people did step in the way to try and help.
Yeah. Well, he killed
You.
Was it more? Well, no. Was it more than one of the priests? I think he just pounded and just killed a couple. So
basically,
at that point,
the
Greytail
priests, because
out.
you were underneath the church, you were in like the basement,
Yeah,
and basically the priests were giving you guys, get the fuck out, we'll hold off. And the worst thing is about a Marut, you don't roll to hit; it automatically hits, and it just does
60 damage.
Yeah. And at level 3, I think you guys were at this time. It was just like, you were revived afterwards.
There were only 2 of the party attacked, and that was Greytail and Stephanie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Greytail got smushed, like insta-killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like punched into the ground, dead.
Yeah.
And then Stephanie had proceeded to leg it. Half of us were leaving the room, running away. Stephanie was, I think it teleported
in front of it.
Yeah, it has the ability to do that. And basically, once those that were trying to fight it were either dead or run,
because I tried to distract her.
It killed the priest that broke the contract and took Theon back to serve whatever punishment or judgment or justice it set. And to the current session, you have yet to see or hear of Theon.
The grease
Still in.
ball is gone.
But the main priest that did survive, the father of the church, did revive Greytail, because the church you were in was a church of Helm, this is the reason why they were overly helpful, because that's their it's like their charge, what they live to do. And they were more than willing to try and help, obviously. Oh no, it was Torm, sorry, not Helm. And so, with the exception of Theon being taken, the party was physically intact.
Just not mentally.
And there never will be since.
No.
Probably not.
Because yeah. And then it was post that you guys decided to then start heading to Dunvast by first taking a boat journey, and then going south of Dunvast and then walking northwards, because you had to go across the main canal system, which was where Adam
Boom.
back up, and he's back up, and as it stands, current character Boomer.
Boom.
Fuck's sake. Do you want to explain how the party found you and how pinnacle of usefulness you...
Occasionally, I wish we never found him. Because all we get is boom, boom. You hear him before you see him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that because of him shouting boom or the explosions though?
Both.
Depends on the
Both.
situation.
But Evan, considering Boomer ended up owing you a debt because of it, do you want to explain how we found our dearest Boomer?
So we've been confined mostly to the rooms to try and stay out of the ship's crew way, and then we ended up hearing a scuffle up on deck.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up on deck, we found these three, I think it was three men,
Yeah.
and trying to contain the most scrappy little halfling the world has ever seen.
In a crate of
As
broken
he was-
swords.
In a
Oh,
crate
yeah.
of hit and damaged swords that he had, as we found out later, been improving.
You tried.
He tried, and
I agree, he's very trying.
after he'd actually managed, I think he managed to actually injure, I think, one of the
think
the
he-
big guy.
I think he bit one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nearly managed to make an escape before they grabbed hold of him
Because
again.
they were going to throw him overboard.
And we were able to seize control, bring him back in. I paid the debt that he owed for the cost of the cargo.
Yeah.
I think we then worked with whatever remained to try and put as much of the swords back together as we could.
Yeah. Shit.
So we fixed the swords as best we could,
Yep.
and then we essentially once again
Adopted someone.
kidnapped, adopted.
But this one was actually willing. Kind of.
Yeah. Well, I had a debt at the time, so. But it's having kindly paid off.
Yeah.
It was all fun though.
I mean,
It was probably never to go near anyone's weapons anyway.
yeah.
Although we were eyeing up a couple of the weapons after.
Well, that's when I gave you my quarterstaff to, like, if you're going to tinker with anything, do it on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's where the first of my upgrades from you came from.
Oh yes. With many more to come, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
And this was where you guys met the best character in the campaign so far.
No, you met me on episode 1.
On the
Remember,
travel.
we don't talk about him.
What?
Yeah, so we had a little bit of a nightmare, and then we headed into Dunvast, I believe.
Yes.
As you met a lovely green fairy dragon by the name of Sajal.
Wasn't lovely.
So,
No,
for
I don't
those who are
remember. I don't.
interviewing,
You had
the
visions.
Skjall basically tried to kill us.
No.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So they played a trick where they made us seem like we were paralyzed but dead,
Yeah,
and then we were going to die through suffocation or being buried alive.
No, the plan
Yeah,
was to
you
make you
Yeah,
appear.
yeah.
You
No,
put the party to sleep, Danny.
the plan was to make you appear dead through paralysis, and then just before you're about to be buried alive, then you can act again. It's one, it scares the hell out of you guys and the person burying you. It was brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's
works
why.
as well.
That's why the little bastard had to die.
Yes. He was going to
I
bed.
do believe he also. Was it a? Oh yeah, that was right. So later on, when we got into town, after we dealt with the little bastard in his dreams.
Oh yeah, thank God
he
for
got
paladins, by the way, people. Paladins are when they can remove things from you.
Yeah.
used a bit of the pool of healing. Was able to break the paralysis.
And don't forget, elves can't be put to sleep, but did on this occasion.
It wasn't
Yeah,
sleep. It was paralysis.
No, you put us to
You
sleep
put to
because you
sleep,
had
Danny, because you were dreaming.
and you would not ever back down from the fact that you did force that on them.
Yes.
But
DM bending things, but he's the DM. But yeah, we got into Dunbar, so I think this is where we were meant to be investigating into
yeah,
the missing individuals that had arrived in town, because these were the ones that were going to Helvetica, but it just didn't report in one day, wasn't it?
yeah, pretty much.
And we began to research and talk to people. I think Evan went to speak to the clan. I think. Is this where the ghosts happen, or were the ghosts after
Yeah,
when we
no.
were on our way back?
Well, this is the town where the ghost happened, but this is the town where, for some reason, they get a boat from the ocean about a day. No, from the ocean about a day away, and then they drag it all the way across land to then build the houses instead of building their houses closer to the ocean.
Or from the trees that are around them.
Yeah,
Nope.
it was a bit weird.
The
Yeah.
sea.
A bit weird.
You're referring to
Extremely
the
weird.
sea graveyard.
Yes, the sea graveyard that you built a day inland instead of next to the ocean.
Or even next to, it's not even that it's next to the ocean, it's next to a river. That's about it. One of the canals, isn't it, that goes through?
It was
Yeah.
it had a rocky, I believe it had a rocky cliff, and about 4 hours worth of journey between that town and that cliff to get to the canal, or a day the other way to get to the smooth land where the ocean was.
That
Yeah,
was it,
this
'cause
is-
it
this
was
is some
specified that they
strange-
used logs.
This is
So
a
that
very
people
strange
that-
society.
Yeah, we're like, put these massive logs were like carting it round from the back to the front and doing that. For us, we were all a bit like,
That's
Yeah.
a crack.
Yeah, for cost effectiveness, doesn't work.
Right.
If that was a
That's it.
CEO, that place would be bankrupt, by the way.
So
I think it's one of those, like, sometimes you'll see it throughout history where they get an idea in their heads and it's usually from high up and they're unlikely to move away from it because, you know, it's that politicians or whatever's idea and it's technically the wrong thing for everybody, but everybody just goes along with it.
Yeah.
Now it's
Easier to do.
tradition. This is the way we do things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those.
Even though it'd be cheaper to build a whole new village on the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, was it? I think we investigated to start. I don't think the ghosts were this early.
Yeah.
I think they were a little bit later.
the
Yeah.
ghosts we discovered afterwards, after we'd solved the mystery of the vanishing.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yes, because we travelled somewhere. Where did we go?
No,
No, you didn't
we
travel anywhere.
Did we not?
Not
No.
until
I
after the
swear
ghosts were dead.
I'm sorry, I'm losing track.
We didn't.
But,
travel any- no.
What you
Yeah,
actually
I
did, what you actually did before
Oh, I
investigating,
remember.
you fought in a fight pit.
The ring.
Yeah, we fought in fight.
PPV.
Oh yeah, the Yeti.
Yep.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I knew I was off a bit. There was a fight with the Yeti that we absolutely destroyed, but that
Oh,
was
yeah.
after we'd found a bag of one of the individuals that we were looking into that had been left, because the rooms were all covered in dust, which we found out to be people dust, or person dust, sorry to be
Yep.
completely accurate. And there was a magic ring, which I think,
Yep.
oh, I remember now, this is where I kicked off at Layla, because she went to put the ring on, and she did actually do it.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, that ring thing that was cursed. So we were all like, "That's cursed. What are you doing?" And then she put it on. And it's like, "Oh, okay."
No, it wasn't cursed. Do you remember? Because you cast Identify on it and it wasn't picking up, and you were getting frustrated because it wasn't working. But it turned out to be an Archimag.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we
A
didn't know it at
magical
that point.
parasite.
So
kind of
Yep.
thing.
Which actually enhances the person it's attached to, but also drains them at the same time.
Yeah, because it attached itself to me, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
was it because Cass had gone out at this point, and Layla and Evan stayed back in the room.
And
I think.
and because obviously at the time Layla was magic inert, it went to Evan. It like actually turned into its little form and crawled over and bit into him because he was magic adept.
Oh, I remember this is where I did the 30 medicine check and managed to get that thing out with like not damaging Evan at all.
Yeah.
Had to cut it out of his leg.
Yeah, I cut it out of his leg.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's when we proceeded to kill the fairy dragon.
Yep, I believe
Yeah.
I ended up knocking that thing out of the sky with disadvantage and my maul because it was invisible.
Yeah.
And then-
Basically, it was being gobby,
Yeah.
and you said something to it, so it basically cast suggestion on you to make you grovel, and you passed, but you pretended, and then when you got close enough, you grabbed it, and you all beat and killed a senseless.
Oh no,
Fade.
I think it,
Dragon.
no, it was
Yeah,
nice.
it was senseless
No.
and stupid. That's exactly what that creature was. It was senseless.
Yeah, it
had
shouldn't
no
have
point-
existed.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been allowed to exist. We were just course correcting nature at that point.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking
know.
By the way,
rude.
watchers, we've met fairy dragons through all of our campaigns in some form or another, and they've been delightful to be around, genuinely helpful, a little
Oh, no.
playful, but this thing just wanted to. It was too trickster. It was more. It was
It was a
more
troll.
towards us than it was a troll, and we're all used to trolls and haters and all that kind of thing, and we wanted to smack this thing into the dirt.
Wow.
But I did in the end with that maul because I
I
just went
know.
like invisible, used the channel divinity of +10. I think did a great weapon master it? as
You
well?
did.
And it was-
Blind and
Probably.
spotted.
Oh no,
We'll
you
get them back.
you splatted this thing.
Yeah.
No,
No what?
overjoyed by that one. I think we won a great victory at that moment.
We,
Still
do you
kind of
know, I
upset
think
that-
that was the point when we realised that we could save the world. We saved it from one thing, we can do it for another.
Wow.
Bye bye, Sjal. It's not Sjal, is it? It's Sjal. Sjal, that was it. And he had this. I'm sorry, Danny, but there was this voice he had, and I can hear it in my head now, and it is just like the worst. Like, were you actually trying to make it endearing? I want to know
No.
this, like, seriously. So it's meant to be irritating, and we were meant to try and kill it.
I mean, no, you wasn't meant to kill it. You meant to just part ways with it.
No.
We
Well, this was
started it-
doing
we
Papa's
started it away
adoption
from it.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just
The thing is,
it was
with a,
one of
lot
those things I think as well.
with a lot of
Sorry.
characters I make, I don't have a plan for them.
We can tell.
I give them a personality, a purpose, and like where they are, and then kind of see how you guys get on with them.
Oh my god, what was his voice though? I can hear it in my head. I can't replicate voices very well anyway,
can't
but it
remember off
was
the top of
almost
my head.
like it was like this sickly sweet. Oh, you want to love me? You really do. And it kept on going around the house, going, "Oh no, I was just playing a trick." Hee hee, wee hee. And yeah,
Yeah. That's it.
That
No,
thing
we
was no
were not fans of it.
Wow,
no.
actually rude.
It has to go.
Actually accurate then.
Yes.
I'm not saying that, but yeah.
So yeah, we found out whilst this was all going on as well. I think it was after this because that was the end of the session, and then the next session, it was at the end of the session where Danny had pointed out that Boomer had because he cast detect magic when we were in the rooms, and he noticed that in one of the rooms there was conjuration magic quite strongly and necromantic magic, like.
No, I don't think necromantic.
that
I think
was-
it's
That was from the room.
evocation. Yeah, evocation,
Conjuration.
conjuration.
I think originally you said necromantic. Oh yeah, you're right. Originally you said necromantic,
think-
but it was actually evocation
Yeah,
and conjuration.
that was a
So
mistake
you
by
got
me
something-
because I got the spells school wrong. Yeah. You're right. I did say necromantic at first, but then I corrected it.
Or no. Yeah, and I think it was at that point where we ended the session and we started the new one, went and investigated in that room,
Yeah.
and that was where
That was where the Archimag
paper
was
on the
found.
wall. Yeah, the artifact.
The Archimag, the ring, because it was in
So
the
we'd already
mage.
found the ring.
It was in the mage's bag that was in that room.
Yeah, but we'd already gone and got their stuff to start off with.
Yeah,
It
but
was
then you went
after
back,
all
yeah.
that. And then we found out at the end of that session, after the Archimag and killing Sajal, that I think you'd missed it earlier on, and that's when you told us at that point. So we started looking into it, and that's where it clicked that we were like, oh, they've used teleportation. Oh, they blew someone up, and I think that's what started the first theory into
Yeah.
the magic users of this world.
Yeah,
Because
because
I was like, wait,
wasn't
wait,
it-
wait, they did this.
the first theory you guys come up with was the magic user betrayed his friends and yeeted himself out of there.
And then I think it changed and it morphed, and we realised that it was multiple magic users. Because if I remember rightly, it was a dwarf, a couple of humans, maybe.
Yeah, a dwarf
And
and three.
something else.
Yes,
Dwarf
no,
and three
a dwarf,
humans.
3 humans.
And it was one of the humans that was the magic user.
That's it, and had teleported away because he turned at least one of them. We didn't know how many, and I think we were kind of in between numbers at that point. And after blowing them up, teleported himself away, which had started the working theory out. They were investigating into something and didn't want to go all the way to how Vetka ended it, and then booped.
It also doesn't help as well that when you found out that it was people dust that was in the room, one of the party had tasted it.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You know the
It wasn't
old dip and taste.
FYI.
No, that was Layla.
Yeah.
And I think you even jarred a big pile of dust as well.
Yeah, in my inventory, I have a vial of people dust still.
You still have it? Oh my god.
Just in case I ever need it. Like, I've been so, I
mean, what,
realised
you
Cass is a hoarder.
Is it going to be at level
Oh,
20 you
that's
cast
the whole
True
thing.
Resurrection or some shit? Just bring them
I
back.
could. I could.
You could.
Yep. If we get to level 20, I don't know how long this campaign's going to last or what
Fuck
point we're
me,
going to
though.
get to.
I can't believe you've still got it.
Just keeping a bit petty. You
But
know.
the
Yeah,
other-
if you go into
You'll
roll
not-
20 and look at my character sheet, I have all of my inventory.
Yeah.
I have like a book on the Gotla Krieg. I have a vial of people dust. I've got like various different items and stuff like that I'm just literally picking up as I go along. It's the same in
Hoarder, Danny. The
Michael's doing,
hoarder.
that's a different thing.
But the
I'm a hoarder.
but yeah,
in every campaign.
it was the next day though that as you guys were on about the sea graveyard, that was when the ghosties started happening.
Yes, a ship.
A new
was
ship,
brought in.
yeah. The
then the
Horizon
next-
End.
Yeah, and then the
Oh,
next day, someone was found swinging from the back.
That is
Yeah.
correct. And that
And
was
this is,
Hunsel.
So trigger warning,
Good old
this
Alan.
stuff gets a bit dark. I
I
think
mean,
we should just
hang on.
practice that.
You're
It's gonna
saying
get
that?
dark.
Hang on, Rose. Are you really going to say that after half the shit that's already happened?
Danny.
I've got human dust.
Seriously.
You realise why Rose is saying that?
Oh well, yeah. But yeah. So it was a ship called the Horizon End that was brought in, and it was the next, like, and essentially it was over the first one was kind of that's odd, but then when it happened, a second time, it was kind of like there's a big problem.
Oh, we were suspicious the entire time, but everybody else was like, "Oh no, he was just troubled." Literally, all of us
That
were
was it,
suspicious.
because on the
Yeah.
second time, I think Cass tried to get at the body to have a look at it, and I think I was planning to do a bit of investigating. And I did get a chance to, didn't I? Because that's when I couldn't find anything but the ligature marks
Yes.
around the neck, and that kind of made it a bit suspicious for most of us. And I don't think we could do much in the day. They weren't letting us. The guards weren't. Were
Not
they?
at first.
Guards, wouldn't let us in on the first day. and
But
then
when,
we found out, oh,
but you
yeah.
went to the clan that was running and basically got permission through them to investigate, because when the workers stopped wanting to work, because because stories are spreading like wildfire of all different things, ranging from the silly to the outright outrageous. Of what?
I said they were day drinking in the tavern. I remember now.
Because you were talking to some of the ship workers, and they were giving you some of what their thoughts were.
Five beer, dear.
Yeah, 5 beer deer was for the first day drinking, where you fell asleep on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he curled up on the table, didn't he? Because that was in
5 beer
Fjord
deer.
Mall. But yeah,
It's more like 2 beer deer. Let's be honest. Deer can't handle his drink. He's used to milk.
but you did eventually
That's
get
racist.
access to the ship to investigate and see what was up. I think it was Persephone that found a hidden compartment in the, because the ship was pretty much like emptied out to its bare bones. But there was a hidden compartment. I'm pretty sure it was Persephone that found it.
Yeah, it was me.
And there was an amulet, and there was a bunch of gold in there, and it seemed that the ghost captain, which was Cassandra Miller, it was like attached and tethered to the amulet.
No, it was Boomer that found that.
Oh, was it Boomer that found it?
Yeah.
Ah.
It was Boomer and Persephone, because Persephone Boomer was the one who found it, and I think Persephone was looking on the top deck, but Boomer found it underneath.
Yeah, because I
And
locked the
then
doors.
Persephone came down, tried to steal it, and I think somebody touched it, and that's when they appeared.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
And a number
Trying to
of
steal it nonsense again. That keeps on. Persephone's not a thief.
Of
and
course he isn't.
We have recorded evidence to show that she has tried to be a thief multiple times. And still trying to be something, and still trying to be it.
Clarify that.
She's not a very good one.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Clarify, yeah.
there's a clarification there because there's the word try, which
Try,
implies failure, which means she has not stolen anything yet, therefore not
Correct.
a thief.
she's just
Correct.
shit at her
I'm
job.
sorry, so if
The
you try
intent
to
is there.
murder somebody, you're technically committing attempted murder. She's an attempted
yeah.
thief.
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah, attempted thief, not an actual thing. It's an attempted murderer, not a murderer.
You.
I wasn't saying that she's stolen. All I pointed out is that she tried to steal and then.
Well, you kept
can't
finding her a thief.
Steal. I unlocked, opened up the compartment, and handed it all.
I believe I can't remember, but I do
Ish.
believe Persephone is the one. I thought Persephone was the one that opened it.
I thought
Yeah, I
it
was
was
the one that opened it. So it was given out. I didn't keep it.
But Captain Valerie Miller of the Horizon End, bringing along her crew, which contain 2 shadows and 4 ghost flames, which are improved will-o-wisps, as well as herself being a banshee. Oh no, ghost. And I'd given her some extra abilities. One of which had an aura, which basically did damage over time, and the other one, which, Michael, you are all too familiar and bocked off about, the ability Fade into the Ether. I could use it 3 times a day. It was a reaction, and when a creature the ghost can see targets the ghost with an attack, the ghost may use its reaction to immediately shift from the material plane to the ethereal plane and back, causing the attack to automatically miss.
And given the fact that
But she chose to do it on critical hit
Twice.
twice.
Yeah.
more,
Which is
well,
the worst thing, because then she critted back.
Yeah.
And I think
On
that
an
was
attack
the
of
nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it was an attack of opportunity afterwards that crit him and downed him.
Oh, I can feel the saltiness level rising.
Oh
right
no!
now.
Oh no! I remember the venomous bitterness from Michael for weeks.
Not hear it.
No, I
yeah,
don't. I
it's
don't
still
blame
there.
him. I don't. I don't. Don't get me wrong. I don't blame him for being bitter. But fuck me, it was amazing.
It wasn't.
It really
No,
was.
well,
But you did slay Valerie. You did break the tethering to the amulet, and the ship was made technically. Well, it wasn't even the ship; it was the amulet that was causing it, because she was
Yeah.
defending her ship from being, quote unquote, destroyed and desecrated.
Which Boomer obliged happily.
Yes.
and the medallion was the medallion of detect thoughts, which
Yes.
Cass has had until very recently, which was useful. Persephone did hand out the gold, and was very useful.
Thank you. Not a thief.
Like I say, Boomer was really good in that fight as well because of his cannon that I think he.
Oh, the
started
Eldritch
using
Cannon,
himself.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Evan, in spite of having all of his his critical hits missing, was actually doing a tremendous amount of damage because I
To be
think
fair-
whenever you could land
to
a
be
hit on
fair,
something was
Yeah.
using smite and was just annihilating everything, which is why I think that she targeted Evan a little bit because
Yeah.
of his prowess on the battlefield.
You see, I feel bad because, like, when the creatures attack Evan and Michael, it happens a lot, but it's because he does a fucking good job of drawing their attention, and it's like, I can't really see anyone else they'd want to attack more right now than you, because you're either doing a lot of damage or you're putting yourself where you're the only viable target.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
but I feel bad because it looks like I'm picking on you, but I'm really not.
No, I'm fully understanding that, I am the mainline tank. Well, yeah, the mainline
Yeah, but
fighter.
at the same point, I personally don't think the tank's the person you go after. They can take the most hits. There's no point in doing it. You want to break them. So, for myself, you go after magic users or
Yeah.
people that are healing, because if you take them two out, the fight becomes 10 times easier.
Yeah.
So you go after.
Depends on
like-
how practical the creature can be.
That's how practical the creature
Yeah.
is.
Exactly, it's
It's just way of
Against smarter creatures, that makes sense. But against things like ghosts, well, they have an average intelligence. She was working more off vengeance and stuff, and he was the one gaining all the notoriety.
I was the one being the biggest pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So,
You were the one. It was more you're the one at the front a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So
So
if
far,
they can't really leave your range without you going off on them because you've got your 10-foot range as well. So I do get that point.
yeah. So far, touch wood, you've yet to actually fight what I would class as intelligent creatures. And by intelligent, I mean the ability
the last
to.
time that we fought intelligent creatures, Magog took care of that very
Actually,
quickly.
no. You did fight the Atronox, which is coming up very soon, which I would class as at least slightly above average. But the thing is, they got fucked.
What were the Ancients?
those were the
the
assassins that came after us.
The assassins of the Atronox, which basically.
They were very smart about coming after us, but the problem is we got too many heavy hitters for them.
Yeah, like they went about it the right way, but the problem was they just got absolutely slammed, and because basically you guys sent word back to Fjördamore after killing the ghosts, just a situation update, and then went across to Helveka, which that boat journey did not go well because I remember we were rolling for it and it got delayed by like nearly double the time.
Yeah, it ended up taking what should have been like about maybe 5 days or something like
5
that.
days, I've got it here.
Someone
Just
cut
12,
the
they
food
put
off the boat.
Yeah, the food got chucked off the boat,
Yeah.
so we had to go and investigate.
Because the
some
boat travel was
back.
250 mile at 2 mile an hour, so it will take 125 hours in brackets 5 days in perfect conditions. But obviously, the
We
dice
did it in 9 days.
about the
9 or
only
10
thing
days.
about the only thing that was of major interest to the party was during one of the nights, Cass, because you were the only one who saw it. You saw the silhouette in the night of a large dragon flying towards the Isle of Helvetica, but that was the
Oh
only.
god, yeah.
Yep. You saw that dragon. That was interesting.
But obviously, you didn't. I think you only told Evan and no one else.
Yep.
Yeah,
We knew at
because
that- we knew at that.
we
point
knew
that,
about Layla.
Well, no,
We
you
knew
were.
about Layla.
You were
We
also.
knew Layla was tasked to kill a dragon. at
Not
that
only
point.
that, but you were kind of scared as well. Grey'd want to punch it because big thing.
Oh no, we never.
A
We never
little
no,
bit.
Ray
Oh,
never
jump
got-
out.
no,
Mhm.
Ray
But it was
never
mainly
got-
Layla.
Yeah.
Because
Ray
this
never
is
got the mic.
yeah, I think this was the first time where Kath and Evan decided not to tell the party something
Yeah.
because
Friend, we've kept up well.
yeah, because in their mind, I think it would have been after it was one of the earlier fights. I think it was where there was this moment where it's like the tide was almost tipping towards we could be in serious danger here because we went after it. I can't remember which one it was.
There's been a couple where it's been a little dicey.
I'm thinking of the fight against Bug, which didn't actually end in danger, but everyone kind of ran at it, and I think that's what kind of meant them it certainly made Cass, and then the fights afterwards, where the one with Merat, and there was a number of occasions where I think I personally realised, and well, Cass did, that this party will run at danger unless you put a leash on it. Oh, what we'll do is we just try and tell them the danger's there, and then they won't go after it.
Yeah, Greytail running at the demon and instantly dying. I got shouted at for that one, both in character and in character.
Oh no, it wasn't even a demon. That was just creature of order.
Oh yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
no, you do not fight that thing. It's like, well, I don't know that.
Now you do.
Now
I
I
mean,
do.
it hit you hard enough that your spine came out of your nether region. So
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I still got the scar.
Yeah, you have.
I do. I can use it as intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
he's like, oh god, what happened to that?
Reasons.
No, it's in my neck. Not in my ass. It's in my neck.
Where do you think when I say the word nether regions?
Oh my.
I'm sorry. I've just saw this picture of him flashed on mooning someone to try and intimidate them.
Everybody who understood what I said meant.
Oh,
Go
no.
on then, Michael, what did you mean?
Oh no, I literally meant his ass, but I was being nice. So
Oh god, I have got
Fuck 'em.
so for you to intimidate someone you've literally got oh my god, that's brilliant. That is some
Yeah.
No, that's not where it is.
Whereas with Evan, it's on his back.
I mean, I have to take off all of the armor first to go. Look, this the fuck happened to me.
Yeah.
you've like got a strip.
I've got a strip and go. You see all that armor I just took off? Yeah, that went straight through it, and it's still standing.
That takes a while though, someone might have lost interest by that point.
That'd take 10 minutes for me to take the armor off.
Yeah, so for people not in the know, we have this injury table thing. It hasn't come up very often because people haven't, gone below 0 hit points except for Evan and Greytail.
And Evan.
Where essentially if you drop below 0 hit points, 2-0 or below, you have to roll on this injury
No.
table.
You have to
If
roll a
hit-
con save first,
if
which
you
is
hit- no, if
basically
you-
like a concentration check.
Constitution saving throw. I believe, though, didn't we say that if you hit 0, like exactly 0, you didn't?
No.
It was just
Yeah.
unconscious.
You still go down and are on death saves, but you don't have to roll.
No, but if you go anywhere in the negatives,
Mhm.
then you get the thing. So we've had it a couple of times where I've succeeded, but
You've gone
in a
down, but you've
later fight-
passed the save, essentially, yeah.
and in the later fights, I do so well.
Well, in the Marut fight, which was before, that happened there, because obviously Greytail failed, and that's how he got the scar, because he rolled really well on it, because the thing is, it can be as tragic as death, but it can be as good as you come back
Oh, no,
with
thing
some
is-
hit points and
Yeah.
carry on.
I mean, that wasn't really the case. We've put that in for flavour afterwards because you literally hit him for 60 points of damage and he did not have
Mm.
30.
It was added during the resurrection.
But yeah, so upon landing on the Isle of Helvetica, you guys ended up encountering 2 assassins. One, Suzovan, and the other, Featherfoot, who, on behalf of Brunhilde, the Skjall clan leader, were sent to terminate you. And you guys just went, huh, no you, and basically just ruined these 2 really
God.
powerful assassins. You guys absolutely creamed them.
Didn't Evan go down in that fight as well?
Yes, because
Um,
Suzovan, the male that was more charismatic, was like giving it large, and basically opened up. He was an assassin rogue, and Featherfoot was a swashbuckler.
No. I think that's the thing, though, right? Is you had
Stab
the
you in the neck.
The other thing was you had the assassin be the flamboyant one.
Yep, and then
you had
Yep.
then you had the supposedly flashy swashbuckler
Be quiet.
be the quiet and not going to get
Yeah,
involved.
it was-
So you literally mixed the two, right?
Yeah, and that
I think
happened.
it was a bit of a misstep, wasn't it? As
No,
well,
it
like
was-
you weren't planning to.
It was done on purpose. Like they were
Yeah.
clashed on purpose. But yeah,
Oh, I remember. No, it wasn't that. So the swashbuckler went first, and I think the assassin went later on in the combat round because we were fighting them, and then this character just came out and I think critted.
yeah.
No,
It was a
critted,
crit.
and then
And downed him.
critted, and then we had to go back and say, Danny, actually, no, none of those rules would have applied.
Yeah, because
Good.
I'd
Because
done
it was
the
like the
assassination
turn order
rule
as
wrong. But if I remember right, I'd actually rolled a natural 20 anyway. But because
Yeah.
luckily I'd rolled the crit
you
anyway.
Didn't. You didn't, because you'd set the thing to be max, if I remember correctly. You said anything could be a crit at that point.
Oh yeah, because I'd
No,
basically
so
I'd got the
assassinate, you get
assassination.
hunted.
Yeah, because I forgot that you had to have basically catch the opponent unaware, not before the person acts. That was my issue.
I remember though. I think it was to do with the fact that assassinate means that you deal max damage, right? If you hit them.
No, it's an auto
But I
crit if
think-
you hit. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Advantage if you go before them.
you still downed him, but you didn't dead him.
No.
Remember,
It
right?
was
Like,
just down.
you got stabbed in the neck.
Yeah.
Well,
I remember that because I was peeved about that.
But yeah, you guys ruined these two. Like, it didn't. Yeah, and the one tried to run, and then you ended up with 2 crystals of teleportation from it because Suzavan died and Featherfoot went to flee, but there was too many people before her to go, and she dropped.
Yeah,
They were the
which is
ones who
then-
put the doubt in our mind as well about the people we were working for.
Yeah, because they were hired by Brunhilde to kill you guys.
So that's what they said. We now know that to be a complete lie. So, I personally think it's a lie, but I don't know about everybody else. But that's the moment as well where the DM gave us something that he thought it was cool and didn't know that we would exploit it heavily. Yeah,
Teleportation.
that'll come up in a minute.
I mean, they were only one use, and you had 2 of them because they had 1 each.
Yeah,
don't
but
think
did you
it was-
plan for us to subvert your campaign? And we could have done. I mean, we were very kind and went back.
Also,
You did.
You don't
Yeah.
hang on. Don't say that. Do you remember how actually close it was to staying in fucking Maltazora?
Yes, that's what I mean. We did come back, though. We came back.
I would like to just point out that we are going well off thing, and
we'll come back
just
to that.
checked. I've just checked, and in fact, we've already gone over our allotted amount of episodes for this chat. As the trip to Helvetica was actually episode 11.
Oh shit!
Oh, no. Oh.
Well, we are coming up to
Oh,
an
no.
hour anyway, so that's okay. So, because that was what episode 6 to 11.
Yep.
Shit.
Oh dear.
Oh well.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Well, we can talk about what happened at Helvetica in Blunders 3.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Let's spookily.
So yeah, we will see you guys. Shit, I didn't realize we were just going in the groove. Like we were fucking going.
And that's why we need somebody to organise this.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Thank you, man.
Alright, Mike, we'll be a party pooper.
I wasn't recommending myself. I was more just having a dig at the person who organised this, not organising.
Yeah, fuck you. Anyway,
Is
I'll
that
see you-
Daniel Over organising but failing to monitoring or something?
Yeah.
anyway, I will see you.
We love you really.
Fuck you.
See you all. Yes.
Next week. Ta-da.
Till then,
Good night.
goodbye.
Right.
Bye, everybody.